Well, welcome to the Subcontract Reading Intro webinar, Jill. So, those of you who don't know me watching the video later, I'm Nicolas, David Ngan, the Centre for Conscious Ascension. So we're going to talk about the Subcontract Reading work. So Jill, maybe you want to let me know what your intention is, what you'd like from this webinar, see what you'd like from it to sort of set the energy, and then we'll sort of take it from there.
I guess it's just something I've really taken an interest in over the last couple of years, and it's kind of been something I've picked up and put down a little bit after reading your book and learning a little bit about it from my brother. And I just want to, I feel like I haven't really been ready to jump into it and, you know, take the full training. So I just kind of want to reacquaint myself with what it's all about, getting fully into it, I guess.
Okay, we can do that. We'll get underway then. Okay, so I'm going to share the screen. So, okay, so let me find my little pen here. So, yeah, the Subcontract Reading training is really designed to empower spiritual seekers, those who are on the spiritual path, who feel there's something special for them to do here, but they can't quite put their finger on it. It's something deep from the soul, something beyond the consensus reality programming of the society and the matrix. They know there's something beyond what they've been consciously taught that they should be looking for, or some deep purpose. And this work is about helping them connect to what that is and to manifest that soul purpose so that they can live a much more satisfying life, fulfilled life, and make a difference in consciousness here on Earth. So that's sort of what this work is all about. So hidden in each of us is our true purpose, but it just takes a bit of time to reveal it when and if the time is right. And feel free to ask any questions as we go, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So I discovered this work in 1990 at the beginning of my spiritual journey, because I had left this corporate job in New Zealand in 1987, and I've been traveling around the world, and I ended up in Japan in 1988, 1989, and this American friend, handed me this brochure for a workshop called the Carousel of Growth, which Frank Alper, who channels through the Subcontract Reading work, it was called the Spiritual Numerology of Moses by him then. And when I got hold of this brochure, I just knew I had to come to this workshop, which was a year later. And so I planned everything around it being in Arizona by January 1990. And I walked into this hotel room, I was just reading Shirley MacLaine books, doing a bit of transcendental meditation, just trying to find my way in life spiritually. And I walked into this room with 30 people in this workshop, having never been to America before, and I felt at home for the very first time in my life. And as part of the workshop, Frank was giving individual sessions in the evenings, and I went for a numerology of Moses reading, and he took my birth certificate name and analysed it on a Star of David and explained my entire life, which up to that point had been very chaotic. And I had no idea what was going on, bouncing off the walls, and it set me on the path which 27 years later means I'm one of the leading teachers of this in the world, and I've written a book on it, which is the bestseller on Amazon, and just trying to get this level of this consciousness out to the world to help people, because it helped me so much. So I brought the work to England, where I am based now, and it's been developing ever since then, and now it's spread all over the English-speaking world and beyond. So, we talked about spiritual seekers at the beginning, and spiritual seekers are a couple of % of the world's population who don't need to incarnate anymore, But we choose to come to Earth. There's 300 to 400 million of us on Earth, to go to sleep into the unconsciousness of the human experience, and then to wake up and to remember that we actually came here to serve, to awaken the rest of humanity somehow, because we actually don't really need to incarnate anymore. We've done this sort of thing in the past, and as we commence awakening, we feel this deep need to connect with and manifest our purpose, find the tools on how to awaken this purpose, and most of us have a very strong drive to do whatever it takes to achieve this. Does this sound like you? Yeah. So what's your journey been like, Jill, to this point, in terms of achieving all this?
I've been interested in astrology since I was a kid, and so to me this is a kind of similar but different thing and kind of complementary. So that's something that I've studied, but haven't really even done a lot of work one-on-one with people yet with that. Although I feel kind of ready to, but I mean it's really helped me in my own self-understanding and kind of path. And I used to have a lot stronger psychic abilities, and but as a teenager, but then I kind of ran into some mental health issues that kind of got me very insecure about it, I guess, and everybody else around me was afraid of it at the time, and I feel like I buried those a bit, and a big part of me really just wants to, not throw that away, and to really kind of get back in touch with my spirit more so, I guess, and so that I can kind of reopen those abilities, but also help people with them. Whereas when I was a teenager, I'd just go around like guessing people's birthdays and at bars and stuff, and I think that attracted some like lower energy to me, which caused all the issues.
Okay, so you're exploring, trying to find a way forward. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, if you're interested in training in the soul contract work, you are the answer to that search for the spiritual seekers, because the training as a soul contract reader enables you to decode the secrets of the blueprint of life for them. And it's hidden in their birth certificate name, which by the law of attraction creates the reality in each and every moment of their life, because their soul chose that name specifically to create the reality they go through. And the spiritual map of life, which comes out of the soul contract work, which comes out of the birth name, can help them overcome their karma, empowers them to overcome their karma, which is the biggest challenge we all face, helps them express more of their talents, helps them achieve their goals. And if they can do all of this here, then it can help them manifest their soul life purpose. And not many people manage to do that because they don't know actually what it is. So the way we do that is that we use the Star of David here to actually decode someone's name. And we use ancient Hebrew here, and we match the sounds of 22 ancient Hebrew letters and the equivalent numbers, because numbers and letters are the same in Hebrew. And from there we can actually decode them on the Star of David. And the downward pointing triangle represents the physical side of life, and there's an upward pointing triangle which represents the spiritual side. So we as personality expressions are brand new experiments in consciousness each time. Our soul is eternal with many different personalities through time, but we are brand new. And so we've had to focus on the physical part of the chart first, because we need to learn to walk and talk, get conditioned responses, get up and running in life. And then between the ages of 35 and 42 or younger, which is the sixth cycle of 7 years, all right, the orientation moves towards the more spiritual, where people have the midlife crisis or spiritual awakening or dark night of the soul. It's another name for it, where they search for real purpose. And within each of these, it becomes more predominant, the spiritual triangle, and it builds upon hopefully the grounded foundation of the physical triangle. And so what happens here is that there's three aspects within a triangle. There's karma, talents, and goals. And karma is a set of unresolved past life issues that the soul brings in to create what we call the negative context of life, all the stuff we don't like. But the thing is that the challenges or stuff we don't like in the karma are what we're here to overcome, and if we overcome it, that transmutes to our gifts that we're here to deliver, which is a paradox because most humans turn away from the hard stuff and spend their whole life avoiding it. But actually, if they turn into it, then they could and transmute it by bringing consciousness to it. Then what would happen is that they would actually claim their gift, and then life would be a lot easier. So down here we have physical talents, and they're used to overcome the karma, but it's a good match. And as they get stronger, it helps us move towards the physical goals here with this physical orientation. And here's a spiritual karma. So these are the lessons to be transmuted into positive spiritual energy as a spiritual gift, as a means of opening to higher consciousness to channel that gift into the earth plane through the physical part of the chart. And so the spiritual talents overcome those, and then that helps get to the spiritual goals. And the goals are like the underlying drive we have to get up in the morning, what excites us about life. And so if someone consciously works through each of these 6 outer aspects here, then they can achieve the soul destiny, the overall purpose for life. Because over time is on the scale here, and this is percentage increase, we gradually work through these layers here. And if someone spends their whole life consciously working on all of this, then they'll fulfill that soul destiny. It doesn't happen very often, but if you actually have your soul contract, you've got a much better chance of achieving it than if you didn't. So, would you like me to do your chart, Jill?
Yes, I would love that.
So let's do that. So what do you go as commonly? Just Jill Severson, or?
I've been going by Jill Christine mostly.
Is that the birth name?
That's my middle name, and then I changed the I to a Y.
Okay. So I'll put that up there now. How long have you been using that one? How old were you when you started using it?
I think I started using it about a year ago. Maybe a little more than that. I don't know, 30 or 31.
Okay, so 31. Okay.
Uh-huh.
We'll give it an idea. We won't put your birth date in, seeing this is a public video. Okay.
Okay.
Put that in here. Today is the this is in the European way of doing this here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We need to make some adjustments. Hang on. I need to make an adjustment to that chart. This is the soul contract software we use. So the birth name has an I then instead, does it?
Yeah, and it's Jillian with an I-A-N.
Okay.
Yep.
Right. Okay, so does that look right?
Yep.
Okay, good. I'll have a little drink and we'll explain how this works. Just going to clear my throat. Okay, so the way we decode a name is that we take the name in English, we match it up to the equivalent Hebrew sounds here, because we use 22 Hebrew letters, and these are the Hebrew numbers that drop out of these names here, these letters. And then what we do is we allocate them around the Star of David, so we take the first 6 start here, go 10, 10, 12, 12, 10, 1, and then we keep going round and round in a clockwise expanding spiral till we use them all up. Then we add them up. So the total in physical karma is 39, and because we only have 22 Hebrew letters, we don't have a meaning for that. So we go 3 plus 9 equals 12. And then we know that there's one end of the expression for physical karma is a 12. To get the other end, here we simply go, create the smallest number, go 1 plus 2 equals 3. So we get a 12, 3. So a 12, you have a pure frequency of a 12, pure frequency of a 3, plus every blend in between. So you have a range of expression here. So on a given day, you could be anywhere on this continuum. Okay.
Oh, okay.
And that's the negative expression. Doesn't mean it's bad, it's just it's a lesson you're here to go through. In spiritual karma, it's a little different. The total is 52. So 5 plus 2 to get a first number between 1 and 22, because we only have 22 interpretations from the soul of Moses. 5 plus 2 equals 7. 7 plus nothing gives another 7. So you have one frequency you're here to work through. That's why some parts of your life feel more rigid than others. In other parts, you feel there's a wider range of expression. Okay, you follow that? Okay. Can you still hear me, Jill? I think we've got a bit of a freeze here. Yeah. I'll have to wait for you to come back. I think we had a drop out then.
Yeah.
You're back. Good. Yeah. Okay. So let's keep going. So the 7 here means that 7 means there's one point of expression rather than a wider range of expression on the 12-3. So that's why some parts of your life may feel there's only certain things you can do. So we work all the other numbers out accordingly. And then what we do is we take the physical numbers and place them on the top half of this table. Spiritual numbers, place them on the bottom half. Then we add them up. The two columns get 59 and 32. So 5 plus 9, 59 has no meaning in itself, but we should reduce it down. So 5 plus 9 equals 14, which is the first number between 1 and 22, and 3 plus 2 is 5. So we get a 14, 5 in soul destiny, and that pops in the middle. And because we have 4 more 7s, we get a 7, the dominant vibration here, which has a specific meaning. So now we'll proceed to see, well, what does this mean? So a better question will be to ask you is what's the big question you have about your life at the moment? And I'll use that as a lead-in to actually explain what the chart means.
I guess I'm kind of changing career path. I'm thinking about maybe moving. My boyfriend and I are both kind of thinking about that. And I don't know, I guess basically direction and kind of what I'm meant to do in my career path. And
all right. So what are you doing at the moment?
Well, mostly massage therapy and Reiki.
Okay.
So I've been a Reiki master for a few years and a massage therapist for 3 years. And well, Reiki master for like longer than that, but probably 5 years. And then done some Holy Fire Reiki training and I've been doing that at a great place in Minneapolis these last few months, but I keep running into health issues, and a lot of it is relating to mold, and there's a big mold problem there. And part of me really didn't want to do massage therapy for that many years anyways. I knew that kind of going into it, and I just wanted to do more. And just today I interviewed, I might be doing some environmental campaign type of work is what I think I'm going to start doing now as well.
Okay. Yeah, are you very sensitive, Jill, to energy?
And I'm studying astrology, so kind of,
Ah.
hoping to do readings with that too. Yeah, I'd say so. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, the reason you did massage therapy is this is 5. The 5 is all about being a very hypersensitive, psychic, etheric being. And the main reason for massage therapy was to ground you. Would that be right?
Yeah, and
Get you in the body? Yeah. So that's preparation. But you're actually more a truth seeker, aren't you? You want truth.
Yeah.
And that's the reason you're drawn to this work, because
Mm-hmm.
you want the absolute truth of how it works, don't you?
Yes.
And you know when you don't hear it. Yeah. So, oh yeah, these little squiggly symbols, these are channel symbols that Frank Upper brought through that are like little portals that help me know what to say to you. So let's talk about, well, why are you here? So, well, you're really here to be a teacher of people from the heart. That's why you've come, of absolute truth, of the ancient wisdom of your soul. You come here to serve them. Okay, so this is the teacher from the heart, and this is ancient wisdom coming from deep within this internal canal here. That's why you're here. And you're here to serve people with your spiritual energies. This is the balanced male-female aspects of God. You don't actually have any real physical goals. Okay, so, and you're here to work with groups of people from the heart. That's your real purpose. So one-on-one therapy is just preparation, but you're here to work with large groups of people and to explain to them in plain English, which is what this is about here, spiritual concepts. How does that sound to you?
Sounds fitting.
Yeah. And but the key to getting to it is that this 3 here initially is karmic pattern, means you may have been very shy as a child. Was that the case?
I was, yeah, in a lot of ways I was.
Yeah.
At a lot of
So,
times.
yeah, how are you doing now with that?
Better, yeah. Even as a younger adult, I was, I'd say, more shy than I'm lately than in the last couple of years. I think I've grown. I didn't even really realize I was that shy. It's especially in like work situations, I feel like, and I've grown in that.
Yeah. Well, the key to coming into becoming that master teacher is to pull out this plug of unworthiness, to be seen and to be loved out of there, to pull it out, and then that will bring out the ancient wisdom of the soul for your teaching.
And also in like I play guitar and sing and hula hoop dance and those kind of things. And
this is the communication of the performer. This is performance, writing, any form of communication. Okay. So, what do you feel created this big plug of unworthiness, to be seen or to be heard or to express from childhood?
I think it was probably I don't know, my parents, family dynamics, and maybe some just certain situations that happened. Maybe, like there was some like kind of in the neighborhood, like kind of borderline like sexual abuse stuff, and I think I remember maybe it was that.
Yeah, this is disempowerment by the masculine. So stuff happened with the masculine that created that situation.
I think it was masculine and feminine, but yeah, I mean, oh yeah, definitely the masculine, yeah.
Yeah. So this is this disempowerment by the masculine, which is this one here.
Yeah, my dad was pretty like verbally and emotionally abusive, and had alcohol problems and stuff too.
Yeah, this creates the abuse, mental emotional abuse, or worse, which creates the unworthiness. So the key to taking the unworthiness plug of unworthiness out for you is to heal the wound with the masculine. Because when you heal the wound with the masculine, the archetype of the masculine, and in your case, but everyone's cases, our parents represent how our ego wishes to feel separate from Mother, Father, God. Okay, and if you have a wound with the masculine in this case, as you heal that archetype, okay, within you, it doesn't have to be with your biological father, I know, who's not here anymore. Then you start to feel worthy. You start to feel worthy, the wisdom comes out, the teacher comes out, the communicator comes out. Okay, so it could be with teaching spiritually, or with your music, or writing. This is saying you've got a writer in you here as well. Mm-hmm. Okay, some form of communication, the wisdom will come out of you. And that's actually why you're here. And it's saying that you're here to communicate that, and you're here to actually take all the raw life experience you've had and that truth of it and share it with others, so they will, those who read it will feel a resonance and they'll awaken by reading your material, okay, or listening to what you have to say. Does that sound about right?
Yeah.
Yep. So there are a few books in you at least, if you really want.
Yeah, I started writing a book a couple years ago. I sat down and typed up 6 pages with no spaces, and I've done a little presentation on the general idea, but it was more so based on someone else's work that I found. I found about 6 months after I typed that. That was basically what I was typing. But yeah, I know that I used to journal a lot, and for some reason I'm like afraid to go back and read some of my old journal stuff. It's not like I'm afraid, but it's like, I don't know what it is. It's a weird block there. But I know I have some good kind of concepts in it. I'm starting to forget about it, I feel like, though, and I don't really journal anymore.
Yeah, well, journaling may be useful because that could be the raw material for the writing you're here to do.
Mm-hmm.
And the 12 here, this guy here, it's all about trying to expand in the world in a balanced way. That's probably a better one, is probably do that guy again. So did you find when you were younger you were a bit out of balance, Jill?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder when I was 18.
Yeah. How's that doing now, if I can ask?
Fine. I haven't taken medication for it in about 1.5 years, but I am taking some lithium orotate supplements and a few supplements that I know are helpful with that. That otherwise, like, I've done work with Reiki on myself and I haven't had a major episode since I was 24, so like 8 years. So
you're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're here to find balance in life, not to overdo things. Okay, not to go to extremes, but find the middle ground. Okay. Do you find yourself you're very busy all the time, or you need to sort of pace things so you're not so busy, to find space to be, because then when you have found that space to be, then you can actually feel the unworthiness and heal it. Okay, that's the key. Less is more.
Space to be. Okay.
So the 7 here and here is a link which unites. So this is where there's 2 parts of you. There's a hidden part, there's a public part. Do you find these 2 parts of you?
Yes.
Yeah. And that comes because there's a heart wound from what happened with the masculine. So the inner child wants to hide away and not be seen, and puts out a facade. So she says, look at this bit here, but don't look at the real me. So the key for you to attract people to you for your gift of teaching, communication, writing, whatever it is to drop this facade and heal the wounded inner child and have her express her true feelings and thoughts to the world. Then as your heart opens, the magnetics of that will draw people who are resonant with you to you for your work, for your gift, because you're here to be a real networker. So do you have a big network of friends?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're here to network people together and to synergize them into a network, into a greater whole.
Yeah, I have a lot of different I've always had different kinds of friends and.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so that resonance will draw like-minded people who are complementary to each other. So as you get your work out there, you need other people to work with you. So just be open. The more you open the heart, the more the right people will turn up for you, and they'll just sort of slot in to your network. Okay, and they'll draw your audience to you because you've got these 7 here and here. So are you the heart and soul of the party?
Yeah, I think so. Like, I love having parties. My boyfriend and I have a party room on our rooftop. We just moved in here a couple months ago and had a housewarming party. And even though I had a hard with my health and stuff and different things, it's like that happens and I just like, I'm so happy and just open up. And I'd say it was the life of the party. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's about opening the heart and drawing the right people to you and drawing people to you for your work. Okay.
You want to have more parties.
Yep. Definitely, this is the party number. The social number.
My boyfriend has that and pretty strong too. 7 is also his dominant vibration.
Yeah. And the 16 here is about bringing spiritual energies down to the earth plane and expressing them in plain English. So you're here to take high-level pioneering spiritual concepts, which is what the 5 is all about, cutting-edge concepts, and turning it into plain English for the person in the street through music, writing, okay, teaching, whatever. So what appeals to you most? What do you like to, was it all of them or just some of them, things you like doing?
What?
What do you like to, how do you like to express the best? Through writing, teaching, or your music, or all of them?
I guess music and maybe teaching, probably.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Yeah.
I haven't done a lot of teaching yet, but
it'll come.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to clear the 3 first, and then you got to have put up enough life experience, intense life experience. Life's been very intense emotionally, hasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's the 14. So you put up enough intensity of experience, so then you got something to write about, something to sing about. Okay, that's what the 14 is. So you're a mirror for others. They come to you, and then you reflect back to them parts of themselves they haven't seen. Okay, so self-discovery, and also for you as well, you learn about yourself. They're intense relationships, but you need to pace it so you don't burn out. Okay, because you're quite sensitive. And the 5 is a symbol of this fetus, this abstract changing energy. This one here. And this is a very spiritual energy, very psychic energy. And so the work you need to do with your work needs to be very creative, very spiritual, very pioneering, very cutting edge. Otherwise, you'll get a bit bored. It's just pretty conventional. Okay, which is why part of the reason why you're here this evening, because you're interested in the truth, the cutting edge stuff, which is what this is. Okay. Because I would say here, you're here to show people, reflect back to them the absolute truth of their life, and to share that and to see them get that. Because part of you likes to see the benefit from you sharing over your knowledge. You need to see people have changed and grown. Otherwise, it's a bit flat for you otherwise. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So overall, you're here to be a master communicator, teacher, singer, writer, absorbing and expanding knowledge and taking it out to the world, doing it with an open heart, being in total service, having made peace with the masculine, showing your authentic self and doing it in plain English, and finding a way to show people who they are through your work. How does that sound?
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah. I have a bachelor's in psychology, but I kind of didn't want to be a therapist for a while, and I didn't really like the paradigms of like psychology in our society, but thought about going back to school for transpersonal psychology, but I don't know. Thought about that for a while, or for like art therapy, but I just don't know.
Well, main thing is that for any therapy, it's got to be able to bring the real truth out for people of their lives. That's the key for you. Otherwise, it won't cut it for you, basically. So it needs to be the main criteria. It's got to be the truth. It's got to come from the heart for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And as you heal the heart wound with what happened, say with your father, then the heart will open more. And with your mother as well, because this is having the male-female balance thrown out of balance. Okay. That's what the 10 does.
Mm. Okay.
Okay. All right. So is that giving you a feel for where things are?
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions?
Did you say that the spiritual triangle is it's more of a focus after you kind of have a midlife crisis or something like that?
It used to be between 35 and 42, but I think yours is activated a lot earlier because you're on the path. You've been on the path for quite a long time, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, when did you start? 20s, teenage years?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Back and forth, I guess. Probably late teenage years.
Yeah. No, you just started earlier, so yours is running now, so I wouldn't worry about having to have a crisis.
Okay.
You know, the awakening's happened already.
Good.
Okay. So let's go back to this presentation here. Let's talk a bit more about this in context. So I'll share a little bit about how this work can help others if you decide to, you or anyone else watching decides to actually undertake this. So the Subcontract work reveals the spiritual map of life for your clients. As a therapist, counselor, coach, consultant, or even as a workshop facilitator, you understand the spiritual map, which gives you an immediate understanding of your clients at a deep level of their issues. It can accurately guide you through all your work with them. So you're not guessing anything anymore because it's all on the chart. And it builds immediate trust with people because they know you know what's going on. It produces better and faster results with people. So they change rapidly. Even just a reading can transform someone's life radically. It changed mine totally. How was yours when you had your first reading? Was it from Jaffiel, your brother?
Yeah, and I think it was just kind of like a taster reading kind of thing. I think he was just starting out. But yeah, it really did hit home in a lot of ways and surprised me, I guess, you know, because I had no idea your name had that much to it and all that. So
yeah, and
yeah.
Good. So it had the impact, you see. So a full reading is even more powerful because it goes into great depths. And what it does is it basically helps people get to the essence of what's important in life. And because the mind tries to work out what's going on, but this is what's coming from the soul. So it's very powerful that way. So we get to the 20% of stuff that really matters and leave the other 80. And it puts into context all the stuff that we're not sure. Why is all this stuff happening? Don't see the point. So it gives a structure so you can understand yourself, this training, and everyone else in your life. And you learn how to give these readings based on people's birth names and how to interpret these energies, just like I've done here. It opens up your channel and helps develop it as well. Because you're essentially channeling the client's higher self in a very structured manner when you do this work. And the way we teach it, it's not about reading the interpretations out to you. Basically, we spend a lot of time learning experientially by giving complete immersions in the interpretation of charts of yourself, your friends, and your family, of all the people in the class. So we use real lives, real people to explain how it works. And so when you hear subjective emotional experience of different people, it goes in very deep. So we actually activate it in you because you're actually getting a profound bodily transmission of the knowledge, which reawakens it in the DNA. And once it goes to the body, this is the best way to learn. So it's not about trying to remember it all. In this case, it's about just becoming it eventually as it activates in you. So we spend 3 days doing this immersion, then we spend the other 2 days practicing. You practice on each other, giving readings. And we support practitioners through a Facebook support group, which is pretty busy, web conferencing, masterclasses, and we have a mentoring program that runs as well. It currently is not running at the moment. I'm just still working out what to do with it, to revise it. And people, when they receive a reading from you after the training, they'll feel a deep sense of peace because they hear about the truth of their life. You think back how your first reading was. And so, because the truth is very profound and accurate when they hear that, there's a feeling of relief that actually there's an order and meaning to the disparate experiences, that they haven't been wasting their time. It also enables those who feel like victims of life to move out of that place to take charge and step forward into living their purpose, their true purpose, which is what you can do as a practitioner. So it's very empowering, this work, people. And you can show them how far they've progressed on their spiritual map of life. And I teach you about recommendations to help them overcome the challenges they face so they can manifest more of their dreams. And most people are not aligned to their true purpose, their life purpose, and this helps them align them to begin to manifest it. So it touches people's deep inner being, it bypasses the ego totally, and it builds a really strong trusting connection. So if you have other therapies, you can go much deeper in your work with people, because the soul contract work gives a good framework on which to sort of specifically target other therapies. And you can open yourself to a deeper level of yourself in connection to others and compassion for humanity as a result as well. So the aim of this workshop is that because it's experiential and transmission for the first 3 days and lots of practice giving readings, so you can deliver readings soon after the workshop with a bit of practice here. So you actually can leave the workshop provided you apply yourself and actually deliver this work to people. So it's taken how long has it taken? It's taken 23 years to figure out how to teach this, to see the mechanism of transmission for it to actually work well. But we feel we've got it pretty figured out by now. So if you're interested in coming along, the next one runs a couple of times a year. The next one is the 8th and the 10th to 13th of November. So I'm speaking at a conference on the 9th. And it's live in Surrey in the UK, but also on global web conference on Zoom, which is what we're using right now. So it's 12:15 to 8:30 p.m. UK time. So where are you? You're on Central Time, are you?
Yep.
Yeah, it's 6:15 to 2:30 p.m.
Oh, okay. Early.
Yeah, it was better than flying. Californians get up at 4:15, but they don't mind because they do that, rather have that than fly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but the reason we do this is because I can teach about 8:30, but also people in Europe can go to about 9:30 at night. They're an hour ahead of us.
Oh, okay.
So we try and cover all of Western and some of Eastern Europe and all of North America with the time schedule here.
Doable?
Yeah, so you get a whole range of people from all over the place coming. Furthest one we've had is New Zealand. People come on the course. So the deposit is $229 here. About $300 US. Might be a bit different now because the exchange rate's changing a lot. And the full exchange is 616 UK pounds, a bit over $800 US. So for everyone watching, if you want to register, just go to subcontractreadingtraining.com. It's pretty easy to remember, and we'll take it from there. So I hope that helped. Love to see you on it. Any further questions? About anything we've covered tonight?
I guess, can I go back to my soul contract and ask a question?
Yeah.
Just the, I don't know, the 16 and then the 10-1 both being in gold seems a little conflicting to me. Is that, would you say, I mean, I suppose any combination of things can seem a little conflicting on the surface, but.
Why do you say conflicting? So I can try and
I guess
explain
because
it.
you say it's like excited, what gets you out of bed in the morning and goals, and then it's like kind of like the 10-1 is very spiritual, and then so is the 14-5, and then the 16-7 is very like, it gives you, I've heard you say like not as spiritual, like doesn't really care about spirituality or something.
And I think the 10 is basically saying you're here to use spiritual energies in pure service to humanity.
Okay.
As you come into your power and you balance the male-female energies, which got thrown out of balance because of the way your parents were as a child. It's the 1. And the 16 is very spiritual. It's about taking spiritual energies down to the earth plane, making them available in plain English,
Okay.
and sharing them with an open heart to the world. Okay, so don't get the wrong impression with that. So
Okay.
Your main thing is to, spirituality in plain English is what you're here to do in service from the heart. That's why you come.
Got it. Thank you.
Right. Does that sound appealing enough?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions on that or anything else?
Are there a couple other levels of training?
Yeah, we have a level 2 training. This trains you in how to do birth certificate charts and gives you the core transmission of the 22 numbers, which is its main aim. Level 2 is about relationships and overlay names. It's where we actually look at, you have to master level 1 first, and we'll show you here. Yeah. So like, we could look at the effect, for example, of your name here. Did Jaffe optimize this for you, did he?
He told me to go by Jill Christine Severson just as it was with an I, and then I asked him if I should do the Y, and he said yeah.
Yeah, this is optimal, this name.
Okay.
Because this produces this powerful 9 here, the most powerful number in the chart, which then goes as an overlay name. Or if you had, say, your boyfriend's name here, the numbers go from right to left into the birth chart, and they help you grow. It's either positive, negative, or no effect, depending on the relative power, level of consciousness, and quality of the number. So what Joe Fields said basically is you've got this most powerful number here that goes to this talent gateway, which is what we teach in level 2. It goes up to burn through your karma, help you get your talents online, and burn through your goals. Have you felt more stable since you started using this name?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a name with this. This is the most powerful number, this dragon. This means you can pretty much do anything you want, Jill.
I've noticed.
and no one can stop you. You can just do whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And this is the divine feminine. This is about bringing the unconditional love of the divine feminine in. So we look at the impact of different names you've used over time and different relationships to see what are people learning from that, and how do you negotiate the complexity of relationships, both personal, friends, family, lovers, partners. And so this is where it gets really interesting, because once people have had a birth reading, they want to know, what about my husband? What about my kids? How do we manage them? And why is this happening? And what do I do about it? You see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's what level 2 is about, which is another leap, quantum leap beyond level 1. And level 3 is the third and final transmission. We've worked out that you need 3 transmissions to fully activate this. You get a good one from level 1 and 2, but once people get the third one, they really feel like they become it. They really become it. And level 3 is about how to use this work out with business names, like legal, trading, website names, and product and service names. And so I use it a lot to help light workers, service souls, spiritual seekers align their businesses to the sole purpose of the birth name. Because if you get all the numbers lined up and aligned, then their business happens, provided they obviously run it properly as well at all levels. So it's very good for helping people get out there with their purpose as in their business as well. That's what level 3 does.
So is transmission kind of comparable to like attunements?
Same idea.
Mm-hmm.
Similar idea, but except you're doing the attunement for 5 days continuously.
Oh, okay.
Okay, just by sitting in the field of the course. So it's an activation, and we connect you to your subcontract team who'll guide you, because not just you, there's a whole team who work in the high dimensions with you to help people wake up.
Cool.
Does that give you an idea for the levels now?
Yeah. About how long does a full reading go generally for people?
Generally, a birth chart reading is about an hour. That's usually enough for most people, because when you share that level of truth, ego sort of starts to pop after a while. It can't handle anymore because it starts to dismantle itself. Because all the things that's been hiding from your client for years get shown, are brought up into the open. Yeah, it's about an hour. And that's plenty for most people. They're going to be listening to that recording for a very long time. So it's life-changing stuff, this work. Yeah. Anything else?
If I have clash and locks with my boyfriend, is that a big deal?
It depends what they are.
You want to know? Can I have physical goals, physical goals is the clash.
Let's put his name in. Is he going to be okay if his name's put on this?
Yeah.
Okay, what's his birth name?
Shawn, SHAWN. Paul, PAUL. McClay, MCCLAY.
This is the birth name.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the web-based software we've developed for use by practitioners and book readers. And so this operates on any device with a browser, computer, tablet, smartphone. And it means you can access the centrally stored data from any device you have. So this is purely web-based, which I'm showing you here. So you do have a clash here. That's the only clash you have. This means there's a power struggle going on between the two of you. Okay, it's triggering you both to come into using your power with integrity. Is that what happens? Power struggle, yeah. Yeah, but you're more powerful than him, so you probably tend to win. Is that right?
Or what?
You tend to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're more powerful. Okay. All right. But we get into all this stuff. We can explain the whole relationship dynamic between two people with this work, and help them navigate the challenges of relationships by bringing consciousness to what's actually going on rather than fighting it out, which is what we tend to do. We tend to get into a very defensive mode otherwise. Does that help?
Yeah, I'm interested in helping people with that too.
Yeah,
that's helpful.
Yeah, but you guys, I mean, he's here to learn to come into his power properly here with the masculine. He's quite sensitive, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he needs structure in life. He has to resolve issues with his mother, heal his wounded heart. Okay, he's helping you. This energy, positive energy overcomes this negative, helping you show your true self. Okay, you're catalyzing him to wake up a lot with his nines. So you've chosen each other to. A good relationship shows you lots of ways you support each other to awaken. There will be some clashes, but overall, the balance needs to be positive awakening. You see. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Anything else?
I don't think so.
All right. Thank you for engaging.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for being here. Hope you enjoy this. We'll send the video out later to you and everyone else who's registered.
I did. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.